Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. I'm wearing a jumper which says bonjour backwards for you, but it's not bonjour anymore, it's bonsoir, as usual. So I just wanted to say something after yesterday. I kept saying, I read out a question about having a psychological injury, and then I spent the rest of the video saying brain injury, brain injury. And what I'd done in my head is because I started off talking about brain chemistry and how the brain's affected by certain changes due to the PTSD. And then I started talking about the psychological injury aspect. But I just kind of mashed it up and made it into brain injury. So yeah, so the question really should have been at the very end of my video, maybe you feel more comfortable having a psychological injury instead of a mental illness. But yeah, that's what happens sometimes. That's why I absolutely love writing, because one symptom that I have had with PTSD is finding it hard to form sentences sometimes, especially when I get anxious. So if I'm in a place where I feel anxious, then I do find it really difficult to speak. So words come out randomly. And sometimes when I'm talking as well on camera, I watch myself back and I see how my thought goes from here to here to here and then round. So I always do the circle, but it's just such a big circle. But if I do think I've done something like that, I'll just make a little video to let you know. And I put it in the description of the video as well, just so I didn't want to have to record it again, because I thought there were some nice points that came out, but just not that particular one. Okay, so I was going to talk about tonight very quickly, enthusiasm. Where's my enthusiasm gone? So in the UK today, was it today? It was today. You were allowed, so gyms were allowed to reopen previously, but fitness instructors weren't able to teach because we teach a group of people in a room. So obviously we've had things like vaccination going on, and so it's kind of like now it's a time where we can actually go back, and today was the first day we could go back to the studio or the gym. So for me, because I haven't been able to be in a studio for the last year, and it's a year and a half nearly, not quite, but nearly, I'm thinking I'd quite like to go to the gym and actually teach at the gym. And so what that will entail is, I think the best way if you work in fitness is to introduce yourself personally. So, you know, the ideal thing really is to go in and go and see people. So I have to think about where I can drive to, because obviously I'm not able to take the transport. And I guess it's just been so long since I've actually gone out anywhere other than the petrol station or over to the supermarket, literally. So I was very tired this morning, and I just thought, no, I'm not going to go out today. And it was raining. I mean, it was actually like torrential rain over here at one point. But I was thinking about it this evening, and I thought I would actually quite like to make that leap this week. And I'm thinking tomorrow might be the day. So tonight I'm going to do a bit of exercise, go through my routine, and really think about trying to dig a little bit deeper tomorrow. It might not happen, it might not work out. It really depends. But I'm thinking if I try and go to one tomorrow, because I can't drive everywhere, because as you guys know, like if you have this kind of condition, it makes you really tired. And also it's going to be quite strange going out properly for the first time and talking to people. So I don't want to overload my list. So I might just go to 1 or 2 local places and start like that. And I think that's the thing. I need to start moving again. I was all flexible and bending all over the place. And at the moment, I'm like, oh, you know, I've been doing a lot of writing and I'm not feeling quite the same yet. So I would also, over the next few nights, I'm going to be doing my own routine. And so then I think I'll also feel a little bit more ready to go. And that's the thing. I don't know what you do in your life in terms of your career, but certainly with the fitness and the lifestyle, we've literally had to, you know, retreat because you can't go into people's properties. You haven't been able to go into to meet people at the gym or in the park or anything. So I think what happened is we had our first 2 lockdowns, and after that I was ready to go. I was like, right. I even went, I spoke to about 4 gyms, and I may have even spoken to more. And this was like, so our 3rd lockdown was around November time. I think it was around November. So I was talking to people. I was like, yeah, I do this, I do that. And they're like, yeah, we could, you know, have a think about, you know, trying you out, or let's put you on the books for cover with other people. It was, you know, so there was people who were interested in my program. There's people interested in me covering if someone else wouldn't be able to be in. So nice kind of assortment. And then we went into 3rd lockdown, and that's been since November all the way to May. So we haven't been able to have any conversations about fitness and getting my own class and things like that, like in a gym environment. I haven't been able to even hire my own studio. So that's annoying. So I think that's what really hit me, because it's just like, I don't know what to do now. I can't train people outside. I can't go to the gym. I was just, so I think it was more a dip in my spirit. It wasn't a case that I was like, oh, I can't be bothered to exercise. Oh, I don't see the point. It wasn't that at all. I love exercise. It was my spirit. It was broken. I thought, what am I going to do now? Like, I've exhausted every option. You know, I was literally looking at teaching people in the park, and then they said no. And it was just like, right, there's, you know, obviously I've been teaching online, but it's not the same. You don't have, I certainly haven't had like loads of people to teach. And I've seen a lot of people opting for free courses, and sometimes when I run a free course, it's filled. And then as soon as I put, you know, the next month I put a price on it, it's just such limited interest. In some cases, no interest. So, you know, it's quite challenging in that sense. And so I think all of that's kind of impacted on the way I feel. And I spent a lot of time writing and making videos and doing things like that. So, you know, it just feels like quite a big leap to just get up tomorrow and say, right, I'm going back. And I think it would be different if I worked somewhere and they said, right, you're in on Monday. We'll see you then, because obviously you go. But because I am, you know, effectively, I don't know how you would say it. If you were in an office, it would be freelancing your time. So if I work in a gym, it's not working for the gym, it's providing a service for the gym. And that's quite a different thing, because there's no one saying, right, Monday morning, see you then, unless you're one of their existing instructors. And I think, you know, probably, I don't know if you're feeling it too, maybe you have to go to the office, and maybe where you work, they're saying, oh, well, you can stay working at home for now, but we're expecting to phase people in. And maybe, you know, they haven't said to you yet an exact date, but you're thinking, oh, I was getting quite used to being at home. And some people are like, yeah, I can't wait to get in. But I think a lot of people have anxiety. Even if they are looking forward to go in, there's still a level of, haven't been here for a while, kind of almost stepping back in time. But obviously the benefits completely outweigh that anxiety, because when you get back and then you see colleagues, have a chat, these are all the things I haven't done for a year and a half, literally, apart from the odd couple of opportunities there was to go to the gym in between lockdowns. That's it. So yeah, I think it would be really nice to be in an environment where I could have a chat with some people. And so I think if you are going back to an office and you're a bit nervous, do think about that element. You actually get to spend time with people, get in a routine, you know, your salary, so you can be saving money or paying your bills. It's been very difficult for people who are in things like fitness and restaurants and all sorts of things, because we're literally, every time we think of a new plan to make our business work, they say, no, lockdown. So, you know, now at the other side, it's kind of, you've got to start building yourself back up again. But I think we've all got to build our stamina back up again, going back, don't we, really? But it happens, it works. And I think one of the things that's really getting me down is not being able to exercise all day. I mean, I do from time to time, but I'm doing it for myself, and I'm hopping around doing choreography and putting things together, and then I'm writing and designing. And so it's not the same as like going to the studio and just going, wow, yes, let's do this 1 hour. Rah, rah. You know, I'm kind of hopping around in the garden with earphones and going 1, 2, 3. So it will be great to actually like exert that energy. So I think, where is my motivation? I know where I've lost it now. I've lost it due to things that have impacted on my morale, options being very limited, and being kind of driven in other ways because of that, which haven't been about moving. They've been about writing and crafting, and the body's still, but the mind and the hands very active. So I think, how do I get my motivation back? How do I get my let's do this back? Think about what I'm missing, which is that energy and fun and dancing and teaching other people as well. And if I get to see the gyms and I talk to them about my classes, first of all, it will feel lovely to talk to someone about fitness and exercise, people who are in the, you know, either in the business or they might be going to the gym, and it will just feel nice to have that conversation, and that will be motivating. Then I think having something to work towards. So if someone says to me, right, you can do a class this Friday, I'm telling you now, if someone said to me, you've got a class on Friday, I don't want to embarrass myself and kind of turn up and like people are saying, who's the instructor? Which one? No, I need to be in charge. And so I need to be confident. So I'll spend the next 4 days practicing and practicing and practicing my routines for that class. So actually, I think making that connection, going to the place I need to go to start the conversation, to start the ball rolling, will then give me that inspiration to get back on top and to get into it, and to not be in this kind of, oh, well, you know, trying to, you know, like find people who want to talk to me about it. I can actually walk into a building and straight away, you know, it's so I think that's thinking about the things that I have, or that you, if it's, you know, if this is your journey, think about the things that you have to look forward to if that meeting tomorrow is successful. And if it isn't, so say I was really nervous and I get upset and, you know, it doesn't really work out, I'm building up my resilience again. So that might be my first outing out, and I might only get to the door and say, oh, I mean, that's not me. I'll go through the door and I'll be like, hi, because I'll think I've got PTSD and I traveled all this way and it was stressful. So I'm having my conversation. You will know what I do by the time I leave, whether you not whether you want to or not, but I will definitely give it a good shot in telling you what I do, because I ration it, and my rationalization, the way I rationalize it is that I've made that journey, so I'm not going to fall at the next hurdle, which is to get through the door and have the conversation. You know, and I've got through the door before and met lovely people, but I haven't really liked the space. So I was looking to train and work. You know, I offered my services to do exercise classes and a gym studio. But when I went to the gym, it was all painted black and it was quite dark, and there's some quite dark corners. And then they had one of those, I can't remember what you call them, I don't use them, you see, the ropes where you kind of flip them along the floor, going the full length along. So just from a PTSD point of view, I was thinking, first of all, I can't be in the dark all day in black. It's not a good thing for me. You know, I like to be in studios and I like to be in gyms which are quite airy, you know, light wooden floors, big windows, because that's a positive environment for me. Whereas I thought being in a black studio is not a great choice. Secondly, if they're moving those things along the floor, they sound like you're whipping the floor literally with the ropes. Again, hypersensitivity, that's not going to work for me. So I wouldn't be able to be on the gym floor. I'd have to stay in the studio. I just think, because it was a very small space as well. So I don't have an issue if, say, for example, someone's got a noisy piece of equipment, but it's all the way over there. I might jump a few times, but it's no big deal. If I was dancing, it wouldn't affect me as much. But in this position, I would have been like here on the sofa and they would have literally been at the end of the sofa. You know, it would have been too much. So that happens as well. I remember going into a gym studio one day and the ceiling was really low and it made me feel claustrophobic. And again, with PTSD, you know, it's not just a case of, oh, I don't like this. It's a case of, it's making me feel claustrophobic. So it's setting off thoughts in my head. So I'm not feeling comfortable and very much distracted and very alert, when really I should be like quite calm and okay, let's put the music on. And you know, so I don't know where all that came from. I suppose what I'm trying to say is, if the first introduction doesn't go well, or if the first introduction, it's not for you, instead of looking at it as a case of a setback, you've actually built more of your resilience. Next time you go out, you'll have a clearer idea of questions. You might be able to assess a situation before you have a conversation and say, you know what, it's not right for me, I already know. And these aren't setbacks. These are just negotiating your way along the path to find the right thing for you. If you don't want to find the right thing for you, you can apply for any job in the paper that comes up. You can go to any recruitment agent, and if they'll take you on and they'll send you on this, that, and the other, who cares? It's a job, but it's money. But if you're someone like myself, who I really can't mold into things that don't fit me, I really have to be one of those people that takes my skill sets and my passions and I put it into my work. So, you know, that's why I've worked in galleries and museums my whole career, because I love being in museums and galleries. I love talking to artists. I can't get enough of their artwork. You know, I could just consume all day. And then my business, what I'm talking about in my job, all day long, I'm talking about artworks, moving them, installing them, repairing them, having them commissioned, all sorts of things. And I loved it. So that's why I say that. I say, you know, if something doesn't fit, if the interview isn't right for you, it's not a setback. It's just a step closer to what will be right for you, and you knowing when something's right for you. Okay, so I think I've probably spoken for ages. One other thing I'd say to you before I go, though, I said it before, but recording a video of yourself isn't a bad idea. Because if you suffer from depression and you have, or anxiety, what you can do is record a video of yourself when you're in a really good mood, or when you've done something that made you feel good. So say you've just, okay, yawn. She's going to do the example, but say you've just done a workout for an hour and you're feeling really like great, you're feeling, you know, everything's awake, you know, your head's really in it. Sit down and do a 10-minute video and just speak to the camera and say, I just did that exercise. I feel great. I feel so awake. I feel like, you know, my heart is pumping, my body, my lungs are filled with air, like really filled, and then exhale, and my posture is great. You know, I'm sitting up. Yes, we wouldn't be round like that with my head where it should be, but you know what I mean? You get that feeling of like, ooh, I'm up straight. And just record a video like that, just talking to yourself, and then just put it in, just save it on your computer. And when you're having a motivation issue like I am, put on your video of yourself and say, and you'll have your video saying, oh yeah, I feel great. And guess who's talking to you? It's you talking to you. It's not a therapist, it's not a coach, it's not someone who's like mega into fitness, or one of your friends who's just so happy and positive all the time. No, it's you talking to you about how you feel about what you've done. And I think that's really effective, because, you know, sometimes I watch my own videos. I have to watch my videos back to see what I've said, like brain injury versus psychological injury, so I can, you know, take note of that. But also I hear myself sometimes speaking, saying, oh, we can do this, and isn't that great, and blah, blah, blah. And then I think, yeah, I'm going to go and do it. Anyway, that's just an idea. So, but I'm going to go now. So I will speak to you soon. And yeah, sweet dreams. Have a good day tomorrow.